first I'd like to nitpick a little bit of Enrique's second negative. In his first statement, he says those who are 18 to 20 are much more susceptible to peer pressure than the older age group, but in his fourth point, he says maturity is not determined by age, and we do not want immature 18-year-olds circumventing their family or friends over 21 to get alcohol. That kind of contradicts itself because he doesn't want to base people off their age by maturity, but he does that anyway in the fourth one. Secondly, with Raul's claims that alcohol has negative neurological effects on teenagers, this is from the dailyevergreen.com. It says that whether your brain is still developing or not, we have decided as a country that at age that you are governed, at which you are governed to make your own decisions and actions is 18. By that logic, 18-year-olds should be able to make decisions based on what they put on, make decisions about what they want to put in their bodies. I find many flaws in the first negative rebuttal from Raul with inherency and insolvency. First, he starts segment with alcohol has negative neurological effects on teenagers, and teenage drinking can often lead to social, legal, physical, and emotional problems. I'd like to bring up Dr. Jay Hansen, who has a PhD and studied alcohol and drinking over 40 years. He states in his report that, and I quote, that while it is true that less teens are drinking with the minimum legal drinking age at 21, but when they do drink, they actually drink more. In fact, they drink to excess. Yes, it is true, fewer 18 to 20-year-olds might be drinking, but those that do are drinking more in secret, as well as binge drinking. He says, look at college parties if you want to get a better understanding. We can infer that those Raul brings up the alcohol that has a negative neurological effects on teenagers, and teenage binge drinking can cause social, legal, physical, and emotional problems. I would like to bring up that the fact that there is already educational programs like the STAR and for every 15-minute programs. These programs teach kids at an even younger age than 18 the negative consequences of drinking. With that being said, we stated that drinking should be a privilege for, that 18 to 20-year-olds hold their responsibility over. It is their choice to drink or not to drink with those consequences in mind. Bringing up negative health, negativities in health can be said about almost anything that adults are legally allowed to do. This is why adults are upheld with that responsibility to choose whether or not they want that in their lives. Raul's second point is underage drinking can lead to physical injuries in teens. I bring up David Jay Hansen, who has a PhD and studied alcohol and drinking for over 40 years. He states in his report that while it is true that less teens are drinking, with the minimum legal drinking age at 21, they are actually drinking more and in fact drink to excess. Yes, it is true fewer 18 to 20-year-olds are not drinking, but those that do are drinking more in secret, as well as binge drinking. He says to look at the college parties if you want to get a better understanding. We can infer that those injuries that Raul stated can be the result of binge drinking. It can be stated that peer pressure is a result of the high drinking age law. Ages 18 through 20 see the need to have others as well as themselves drink as much as they can in the moment because they have no way of legally getting it outside of the event they're in. Therefore, they're getting way too drunk and hurting themselves. To conclude, if we did not have the urge to binge drink because of its rarity at that age, no one would be getting too drunk and getting hurt and feeling the need to overdrink at events.
Your time's up, so don't keep reading.